For 5 years, I believed I had found the woman I was destined to grow old with. Her name was Hannah. From the very first moment we met, everything just clicked. Our conversations were effortless, flowing as naturally as a river finding its course. We'd laugh at the most ridiculous jokes, inside ones that only we understood, and talk about our future like it was already written in the stars. Behind the scenes, I had been secretly saving for a diamond ring. Every spare dollar went toward that symbol of forever. I'd even contacted a local TV station to arrange an elaborate proposal, something straight out of a romance movie. They were running a segment featuring love stories from our city, and I convinced them to help me stage a surprise proposal during a live broadcast. Hannah had no idea. The night of the proposal, every detail was set perfectly. The restaurant where we shared our first date was ready to recreate the magic of that evening. Same table, same lighting, even the same background music playing softly. I had invited both our families and a few of our closest friends to witness the special moment. I told Hannah we were invited to a dinner event about local love stories, which technically wasn't a lie. She was glowing that night, her excitement lighting up her face as she got ready, completely unaware of what I had planned. But then, just a few hours before we were supposed to leave, everything unraveled. My phone buzzed. An Instagram message from a man I'd never heard of. His name was Mason. I opened it expecting spam or some random inquiry. Instead, his message hit me like a punch to the gut. "Hey man, I really hate to do this, but I just found out who your girlfriend really is. I didn't know she was seeing anyone else until I saw your photos together. I've been dating her for months. I'm sorry." Froze. First I thought it was some sick joke. But then I saw the attachments, screenshots of messages between him and Hannah. Photos of them together, including ones that left no doubt about the nature of their relationship. And worst of all, a short video of them in a hotel room laughing and kissing. My heart stopped. This couldn't be happening. Not Hannah. Not the woman who told me she couldn't wait to have my children. Who whispered about growing old with me. I sat there, staring at the screen, my hands shaking uncontrollably, my chest tight as if the walls themselves were closing in. My stomach churned as I watched every piece of evidence shatter the reality I thought I was living. Felt sick, betrayed, destroyed. But instead of canceling the dinner, I made a decision. I was still going to propose, but not in the way anyone expected. That evening we arrived at the restaurant. The cameras were rolling, the crew ready, and everyone in their seats. Hannah looked radiant, completely unaware of the storm about to hit. As the host spoke about love, loyalty, and lasting commitment, Hannah beamed, thinking she was about to receive a grand romantic gesture. Then the spotlight shifted to me. I stood up, my legs feeling like lead. My hand gripped the small velvet box tightly, but I wasn't nervous anymore. I was furious. Hannah's eyes sparkled with anticipation as I rose. She covered her mouth in giddy shock. The cameras zoomed in. I took a deep breath and looked straight into her eyes. "Hannah," I began, my voice steady but cold. "Tonight I plan to ask you to be my wife. I spent months organizing this entire event because I believed you were my forever person. But just a few hours ago, I learned something that changed everything." Her face stiffened, her smile faltering as confusion crept in. I continued, not breaking eye contact. "I found out that you've been cheating on me for months, with a man named Mason." The entire room fell into stunned silence. Gasps filled the air. The host's jaw dropped. Hannah's face went pale as she frantically shook her head. "And no, it's not what you think," she stammered, her voice trembling. Please, we can talk about this privately." But I wasn't finished. I turned toward the camera. "To anyone watching this, let this be a lesson," I said firmly. "Never ignore the red flags. Always trust your instincts. And don't waste years on someone who disrespects you." Then, calmly, I placed the ring box on the table in front of her, turned around and walked out, leaving the entire restaurant in stunned silence. That segment never aired on TV. But someone at the restaurant had recorded the entire scene on their phone and uploaded it online. By the next morning it had gone viral. My phone exploded with messages, some criticizing me for humiliating her in public, others calling me a hero for standing up for myself. Honestly, I didn't care about anyone's opinions. I wasn't seeking validation or revenge. I just wanted to take back my dignity and walk away from the person who shattered my trust. In the days that followed, Hannah showed up at my doorstep, sobbing and begging for forgiveness. She insisted it meant nothing, that it was a mistake, a lapse in judgment. But cheating isn't a slip-up. It's a choice. One she made repeatedly behind my back, while I was planning our future. Months have passed since that night. I'm still healing, slowly but surely. Therapy has been my anchor, and I've leaned heavily on my family and close friends. I've started dating again. Nothing serious, just enough to remind myself that love isn't supposed to feel like betrayal wrapped in sweet words. That night taught me the hardest lesson of my life. No matter how much you love someone, if their love isn't loyal, it's not worth holding on to. In a way, I saved myself that night, from years of heartbreak that surely would have followed. And honestly, I've never felt more free.